Mrs Stix and I have always been avid fans of TERA. I'm still a founder. I played the game all the way back when it was a pay-to-play MMO, and to date, I still firmly believe, I am of the opinion that TERA has some of the, if not the best, action combat in an MMO, even if the classes that I once enjoyed have changed substantially over the years. Yet even in 2020, I continue to see the official forums, the TERA subreddit, hell, even my comment section spammed with, is TERA worth playing in 2020, this year specifically? And even generally in my videos, I get asked what my thoughts are on the game right now. Right now, of course, being June 2020. So you know what? Here I am attempting to address everything all at once. Now, over the course of May 2020, Mrs Stix and I live streamed TERA over on Twitch with all of you guys. We made it to level 68 before finally calling it quits, and these are my thoughts on the way there. TERA is an open world action MMORPG released in North America and Europe in 2012. The game began as a subscription-based MMO, requiring you pay a monthly fee, but after seeing poor subscription numbers, the game decided to change to a free-to-play business model the following year. Since then, the game has continued to add new classes, new areas, new features, all the while overhauling various aspects of the game, including the leveling experience, which is what I'm going to address first. To begin with, you're met with a very dated tutorial. This introduction to the game shows you how to loot items, how to move your character, how to click your left mouse button to attack, all things that are irrelevant in this day and age. But you know what? We can look past that, right? The newbie zone has honestly never really been very good, even back when it took twice as long, I think, to complete. Shortly after leaving the tutorial zone, you're able to begin running dungeons, and this is where the bulk of the game takes place on the course to, what, max level, I think? You do a few introductory quests to hit the level requirement to actually enter dungeons, and then you farm them via Vanguard requests, gaining several level ups per dungeon all the way to, I think, level 65. Then you take a few quests, you learn some of the new features that are now available to you, you obtain really powerful new gear, and then you continue grinding the Messalarius Catacombs dungeon until level 68, where you finally unlock a little more variety. And that is it. That is the entire leveling experience in TERA. I mean, sure, you could go out, you could do the outdoors open world quests if you really wanted to, but when it's such an inefficient, inferior way of leveling, why would you, other than to, I guess, just experience the story? Which, you know, let's be honest here, has already been heavily truncated anyway. Speaking of dungeons though, I actually did a video on TERA and my experience in the game back in September 2019. Back then, you could group up with 4 other people, I believe, with full-size dungeon parties consisting of 5 players. Now I get that the population in TERA has declined quite substantially over the last 9 months, but upon queuing we learned that we couldn't take 3 of our viewers with us, as dungeon party sizes have recently been reduced down to 3 players only. This, like, I could not believe this was actually a thing. Placing a limit that small on a game that is built around the massively multiplayer aspect was just, I don't know, it was such a foreign idea to me. I feel like a better alternative would have been to set dungeons to scale per person, as opposed to reducing how many people could participate simultaneously. Kind of like how Blue Protocol is handling their dungeons. While I played, dungeon queues didn't really take very long at all, and I played on the North American servers that are much more barren than their European counterparts. Even entering with 3 players provided little to no effort though. Rarely were we even required to make use of Mrs Stix's healing as a priest, yet dungeons are often a way with which you go about preparing for the more difficult encounters found in endgame. That isn't to say that all dungeons are easy though, just the dungeons on the way to level 68. I never attempted any of the dungeons after level 68, and with the new level 70 dungeon coming, or has it already come? Either way, I'm sure they scale to a much greater difficulty. Now, I do want to quickly address one thing concerning dungeons and their party size limits though. I was on Reddit, I think it was last week or earlier this week, I don't remember, and there was a guy that made a Reddit thread there asking if he should play the game because he's coming into the game with 4 different friends. This group of 5 people all want to play the game together, they all want to get to experience the game together fully, and you know, that makes complete sense. When you play with other people, when you play with friends, when you bring them into the game, you all want to join, you all want to play it together. Now, he was under the impression that the game allowed for full party sizes of up to 5 people. I went ahead and I told him that at least until level 68, you're actually limited to 3 people per dungeon. Can you guess his response? Yeah, he ended up not playing the game, and that sucks. These are the kinds of people that are being turned away by these limitations. Leveling either through dungeons or via the quests would suck though if the combat sucked too, right? I know I mentioned earlier that I still firmly believe that TERA has some of the best action combat in an MMO, and that is 100% my honest thought. I have played every action MMO there is. I played Blade and Soul 2 Endgame, having a Hong Moon 23 Zen Archer. I've played hundreds of hours of Black Desert Online. I've played hub-based MMOs like PSO2, Soul Worker, Critica, Vindictus, Continent of the Ninth quite extensively. Yet at the end of the day, the combat in TERA has always been the type of combat that I enjoy. I like the free aiming aspect of the classes, and while sure, other games definitely do that, and some of them do it very well, TERA's is just, I don't know, different in a way that I can't truly express through words. Now, I've only ever played 3 classes in TERA: the Warrior, the Gunner, and the Sorcerer. I played Warrior 2 Endgame back when the game went free to play, and I played Gunner 2 Endgame several times over the last few years. Yes, I am of the opinion that Gunner is probably one of the most fun classes in the game right now, and I love my tiny little pocket healer. Although I would like to note that with the substantial increase in stats that you get from equipping your new gear at level 65, my little heal bot doesn't really heal much anymore, at least not at level 68 from what I could tell, and that is quite possibly the most disappointing thing I have ever seen. I relied on him. He was my rock. He kept me alive. He got me through so many hard times. He and I experienced everything that the world had to offer, and we overcame every trial, every tribulation thrown at us. And look at him now. He just sits there, lifeless, completely useless. Who would do that? Who would do such a thing to him? The one thing I never got to do though, at least in the last couple years, was PvP. I can't say with any kind of certainty how Gunner fares in PvP, as every time we try to queue, nothing would ever pop. I think the only time I ever actually participated in PvP was back within the first year or two of it going free to play. Back when PvP servers were still a thing and players would camp you in Lumbertown. You guys remember those days, right? Yeah, those were awesome. Now, back in 2019, I elaborated on my experience with other players with the multiplayer aspect of TERA. I discussed how I had been kicked on more than one occasion because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the mechanics for each encounter. I wasn't paying enough attention. I don't know. It was my first time doing specific dungeons, so I was taking things slowly so I could kind of grasp what was going on and what I was required to do in the party, what my role was, and how I could accurately and safely utilize my abilities while learning what I needed to do in the future. But several of the groups that I was a part of wanted to zerg the content as fast as they could. And you know what? I actually get that mentality. I do. You've probably run the content so many times that it just gets on your nerves. You just want to power through it as fast as you can. Trust me, I can relate. I did this all the time in World of Warcraft as well. However, if it is someone's first time, you're ruining it for them, expecting them to research in detail what you need to do in advance. This is not how most players tackle new games or new content, and that actually resulted in multiple kicks from dungeon groups. Since they reduced the player party size from 5 down to 3 though, and we queued exclusively with our own viewers, we never came across that issue, but I'm sure it is still a very prevalent part of the game, especially when grouping with 2 complete strangers. TERA has always been an incredible MMO, truly. While it has continued to no doubt get progressively worse over the years, I still find myself coming back to it time and time again, and every single time I find a little bit more of what I loved about the game has been taken away from me. So much of what made the game an amazing experience to play through has been pruned from the game. Gone are the days that you would see players out in the open world questing. I mean, heck, gone are the days that you could see players out in the open world that you could actually challenge. Gone is the need to do side quests. Or, well, actually, gone is the need to really quest in any capacity altogether. And yeah, there is a noticeable pattern here, right? There's a lot of stuff that is gone from the game. That's not to talk about the alterations made to zones, or the dungeon nerfs that made dungeons, at least on the way to level 68, mind-numbingly easy and require absolutely no skill whatsoever, or heck, even any attention. TERA is probably in the worst shape it has ever been in. I still love the game with a burning passion, which is why it is one of the first MMOs we chose to stream. This MMO helped shape my experience in the genre. Without it, I wouldn't appreciate action combat nearly as much as I currently do, nor would I compare so many games to it or recommend it nearly as often as I do. Yet at the same time, I no longer think the game is really worth your time. Sure, it still has its charms, it likely always will, but it is such a drastic departure from what it once was, and I don't think it will ever achieve any sense of relevance ever again. But I'm still going to continue to play it. I will continue to come back back to this game year after year in hopes that it will change for the better. Until then though, go ahead and enjoy some of the highlights from our streams. And I hope to catch you guys there in future ones. Aren't you adorable? Yeah, you are. Are
you okay?
It's adorable. Oh, come on! Wait, is that a healer? Why do we have another healer?
No, they're not a healer. What do you think? I'm right here beside you.
Oh, that was you?
Yes, I'm your healer.
I knew that. Shut up.
How much sleep did you get last night? Are you sure you're aware?
Time to blow this guy up. Time to blow this guy up.
Did you mean to say it like that?
Or away. Time to blow this guy up and away.
Let me tell you guys, one time we went to Six Flags with one of my friends and her girlfriend. And the girlfriend, which is like a very intelligent Asian woman, could not read the map. She was reading it upside down. I was like, give me the map. And so then Stix tried to like figure out where we needed to go to, ended up taking us to the wrong place.
No, I didn't. I knew exactly where we were going.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
so
I did.
I had to take the map, and I had to lead us everywhere where we needed to go henceforth for the entire visit.
Okay, clearly you have selective memory because it's not how it happened.
That's exactly how that happened.
See, Mrs. Stix tells things like a girl. She omits certain truths. I tell things like a guy, which is how it happened.
I didn't stop and ask for directions.
Because I didn't need directions, that's why. I knew exactly where I was going.
Take me.
Oh my god. Wow!
Count 12. Crest Hunter's on top of it today.
Okay guys, don't worry. I saved you all. I did it. Everyone relax. The dragons are dead. Oh no, they destroyed the boob statue.
Rip boobs. Definitely not worth it.
Well, look who's tanking now. That's who's worth it.
So impressive. Much wow.
Thank you.
Finally doing more DPS than the healer.
Okay, here, true story. Okay, so kind of true story. Like, okay, so it's a story.
True story?
It's a story. You guys can gauge whether it's true or not yourselves. But
True story. Now I'm a little bit leery of what you're saying here.
But what happened was when I met Mrs. Stix's parents for the first time, they weren't overly enthusiastic of me being with her.
Yep.
Especially because they're religious. And one of the first things I said accidentally was "damn it." So like automatically that's a that's like a strike against me right off the bat.
Wholesome Christian household.
So, I made the mistake.
You said God damn it. That's what bothered them.
So, strike one there. But okay, and then so her dad refused to let me pay for the dinners. So then one dinner I just expected, because he kept refusing to let me pay, that he was gonna stop me this final time. So that one time out of like the 4 days we were there, I didn't offer to pay. And he goes to me and he turns to me and he's like, "You're not expecting me to pay, are you?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like taken so aback by that. And I was like, Jesus, I am having a terrible, leaving a terrible first impression. And
guys, my parents can afford anything. Like, they're millionaires. Like, they can afford what they want to.
And then, so I was under the impression that I'd left a terrible first impression. But then afterwards, we bonded over cheesecake. Because he didn't know that I like cheesecake. But when he found out I like cheesecake,
you guys were best friends then.
Yeah, he was like, "Okay, you know what? On second thought, you're not too bad." And I was like,
"You're not bad.
Okay.
But you're not good."
Thank God, like in At the very least, there's something that he's okay with, and that's the fact that I like cheesecake. Guys, we're losing!
Nope. Get back here! Let me kill you! No! Ha! I killed one! I'm gonna gang up on you.
Just so you know, you're supposed to be killing the giant one, not the tiny
I don't
babies.
care, I wanna kill the babies!
We're gonna lose this, guys!
Not the mama! This is fun to play. It's something. It is certainly something. Wait, where do we see the enemies? Like, health. You're losing. You suck. This is all your fault.
Ugh.
Don't worry, I got Timmy. Okay, I shot Timmy. Timmy froze me. Timmy killed me! Timmy! God, it's been a hot minute since I saw this PvP mode.
Oh no!
Not the moment. Not the moment.
Come on, guys, help me out here!
Oh, listen, we're trying. Your baby gang is coming. You should probably try to hide.
Guys, you're blocking me!
There.
Kill him!
I'm trying!
Come on!
He stunned me, I can't help it! Ow! I'm dead. He's better than you!
Guys, stop chasing me! Chase him!
The little ones are just chipping away at your health. Exactly, run! I don't care when I kill babies, don't judge me! Hey, this is my-
Yes! Yes!
Legit, guys, he's going ballistic over here because he won.